This is a message to all my supporters of this podcast. I'm introducing a new supporters program. You can contribute a small amount as a one-off payment to show your love for this podcast. Thank you in advance for all your contributions. Hi, this is Mark Howard from the Absolute Business Mindset podcast on my YouTube channel. This is Working From Home series part 20. So this is something that my company does do, and I know some companies are doing this a lot more as we're in lockdown and working from home. And what I want to talk about is working flexibly. And so I think it's important if you need to be able to spend time with your kids, if you're self-educating, self-schooling, or you need some time off because your wife is doing something else, or your husband or partner, whatever. Have that option to be able to work flexibly. So what does work flexibly mean? So working flexibly could mean starting earlier in the morning and then finishing earlier, or vice versa, starting later and finishing later, or taking pockets of the day where you need to do things and then topping it or tailing it to be able to make up your hours on your timesheet, but more importantly for me, be able to deliver what you need to deliver effectively and efficiently and productively. So it's an important step, and I think it's more important now because when you're in the office, there definitely is people that I've worked with, and quite a few that leave early to pick up their kids from nursery or from school. And those people obviously have that arrangement set in place, and they would get that approved or cleared or discussed and agreed with whether it's HR or whether it's your boss, basically. So I think it's important to have that as an option. I would equally sort of emphasize that, if I'm honest, working flexibly, like starting at 7, there is an advantage in that you can get things done early in the morning and get everything prepped. But actually being online when everyone else is online, there is a distinct advantage in doing that. So working flexibly is important and should be done. But I'm going to argue that actually being online when everyone else is online, where they can ping you questions on IM, where you can have video conferencing calls, where you can exchange emails and know that you're going to get a response to that. So I would argue that working flexibly is important, but if you can work the working hours the majority of the time. Now, don't get me wrong, if you've got the situation where you have to go and pick your child up, then you have to, and you can make up the time, and it's absolutely fine. But for your success, and this might be slightly controversial, that I would say being in the office or online in the majority of the day is probably the best time to be there, to be able to be present and sort of hear conversations and be involved in discussions. It's my personal preference. It doesn't work for everyone, and equally I think companies should offer flexible working, because there really is you really should be sensitive to people's needs and wants. So companies, please offer working flexibly, but just be aware that you might be slightly out of the loop on certain things if you're working at a different time. All right, guys, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for all the downloads and subscriptions. I really appreciate it, and I'll speak to you all soon. Cheers. One more thing before you go, I just want to share with you something that's going to be happening on Saturday, the 11th of July at 7:30 p.m. UK time. It's basically, I'm going to create a secret club. So if you're listening to this, it means you've listened to the whole of the podcast, and you're going to be part of this secret club where we're going to have a get together on Zoom, and hopefully being at 7:30 in the evening, I can catch UK people and US people as well, and Europe as well. So we're going to get together and we're going to have a conversation about the podcast and talk about the things that are good, things that are bad, things you'd like to improve, and just have a general discussion about it. Equally, if I can help you with some coaching questions that you might have, then please do bring them along as well. If you're interested in property, I can share my experiences that I've had with property as well, and hopefully those things will be able to help you. So what I want you to do is go on to the website, which is absolutebusinessmindset.com. Go to the bottom where it says contact us, register your interest. There's a few details you need to fill in, and then I will send a Zoom invite over to you, and we can get together. So it's Saturday the 11th of July at 7:30 p.m. and you're able to have a chat with me, have an individual chat with me. Hopefully there'll be a few of you online, and we can answer all your questions, and you can share your thoughts on the podcast. So as I said, Secret Club, you've done really well to listen to the end of the podcast and listen to this as well. I really appreciate it. We can get some of you online and we can have a discussion. All right, guys, I really appreciate your time. Thanks a lot. Bye.